refresh Discord instead of the Chrome browser. I'm sorry. Oh, and that was the first thing they heard on stream. Hello, people.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How are you tonight? So tonight is a bit of a fun night. We are going to be going over our boss system that Joseph B has coded. I guess last weekend. Is that correct? Joseph, you did it on Sunday or something like that.
Yeah, not this Sunday because that's in the future.
That's the future.
26th.
So he made a PR for it. I haven't reviewed it yet, so tonight's kind of going to be a mix PR review slash going through it and walking through it. I thought it might be fun to go over it on stream. Plus, that way, if I have to reference back to it, it's there for me too, or anyone else who even wants to look at it and kind of get a breakdown of how it works. So,
Yeah. If you want to make a boss, this what I built here and what we're going to be discussing is a pretty easy is a way to make that process easier.
Yes, yeah, because the thing is, like, bosses can get pretty complex pretty fast. So we wanted something in place that made it a lot easier to implement bosses, just because they tend to have a lot more logic involved with them than standard enemy and all that sort of thing. So this is all the preliminary stuff for it. So how do you want to start this? How should we start this?
I guess you can open up the pull request and we can just kind of
Yeah, sure.
through it.
Okay.
Because I did put I feel like I documented it pretty good there.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely broke it down nicely. Okay.
So, to start here up at the top is just a screenshot of an output of the example boss I put together, where the example boss I put together, which maybe we can look at later. It's just like 3 slime, but they're all considered a boss.
Right.
Like it at the beginning it generates and gets its max health, which is the total of all entities, which so that would be 1.5 since every slime is 1.5.
0.5. Okay.
And then anytime an event is triggered by the anytime an event is triggered by the boss controller, which is the thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
It throws that out. So when I had the example coded, we'll see is that when it takes damage for the first time, it goes on to another stage. So the AI is disabled, then it takes damage and it starts doing stuff. So one of the slimes die, and then they all like start kind of attacking. That was kind of the idea. So then the HP decreases, changes stage 2, and you can see that the boss bar is changing. That's not totally implemented. That's kind of why it has like the ugly message there.
Yeah.
And then when all the slimes are defeated, it says "Yay, boss defeated." That kind of gives a little breakdown of the process we're going to do, and also it's evidence that the PR works.
I was gonna say it almost feels like you're playing like a text RPG. Hi Tom, how are you? It's like very text based.
That's kind of the intention with the.
I like it. Very classic.
Yeah, I wanted to be like very. I didn't want to do a lot of art. I didn't want to do a lot of coding for the example. So.
Yeah. That's my department.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this first is just a diagram of where it lives. So the boss controller does not a whole lot on its own. What it's used for is connecting, easily being able to connect to different entities and interact with them, and automatically send events out for changing stages, and connect that information to a UI. And instead of having to code that every single time for every single boss, that's the boss controller does all of that, and you can create a thing from it. So instead of extending from node, you would extend from the boss controller.
Yeah.
Extend from entity, extend from boss controller.
So you're really building a foundation there, so that we don't have to like consistently redo everything. It's just there every time. So that's nice.
Yeah, there's a sticky note there, but there's tables below that kind of explain all those better.
Yeah, yeah, I see. Which I like. You broke it all down.
Yeah, so these are the different functions, properties, stuff that you can change to use to interact with the controller, um, to get stuff. So uh, there's managed entities and automatic boss bar. These are things that are I call them put them just as export properties here because they are things that are exported, um, and they're only checked at runtime. So any they just won't do anything if you do it. Sorry, they only when they first start on ready.
We'll
That's the
go.
only
Yeah.
time they're looked at. So if you're not doing it at ready, if you don't change these at ready, they don't do anything.
Right. Yeah.
With managed entities, it's an array of node paths, so that in the editor you can actually select all of the entities that you want the controller to manage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then automatic boss bar. Well, if it's checked, will automatically just go through every single entity it controls to find the max health and the lowest health. And when an entity is damaged, it'll automatically update that. So if you, for example, you have like a slime enemy that's 4 different enemies, and you kill one, it'll automatically manage that, and that's what I used in the example.
Up above there.
But it also could be used if you have like a dragon boss and it has 2 hands, and each hand has like 2 health. So when a hand takes damage, it'll automatically knock down some of the health bar.
Yeah, that'll be super helpful because there will definitely be instances where there's bosses like that. Even our main boss will have similar things going on where there's multiple entities essentially. So
yeah, and if there's only one entity and that entity is like, for example, like if it's like if there's just one slime for the boss, then the boss bar will be updated anytime that one entity takes damage. So
right.
It'll just be that one entity.
It just counts the one entity instead. So it's smart. It knows whether to count the one or all of them or whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's so cool.
So there's difficulty scale. That's something that will eventually exist.
Yeah. I think that's pretty easy.
Right now, I think it returns 1. So
yeah.
If you want to build a system that can scale with difficulty, it's really easy to do so.
Yeah, exactly. Because in my mind, it would just basically get however many players are in that zone and use that as a multiplier. So if there's 2 players, then it's multiplied by 2 or whatever, and based on that number, it'll change. Either like we could either have stages that are based on that or whatever. We could do all sorts of cool things with it.
Yeah, yeah. No matter how we want to do it, it's set up to be a multiplier because it's type int, so you can't have like 0.5.
Yeah.
So it's always a multiplier. It's not a like range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Managed entities. So once the entities are actually loaded in, they're put into an array called managed entities. So if you want to like loop over and tell like every on process, heal them all to max HP or something, you can loop through managed entities to do that.
Oh, interesting.
Now here's where things start getting a little bit more interesting. So there's signals. So,
yeah.
So when they're mostly based upon when entities change. So when one entity is killed, it'll trigger and it'll show who killed it, and which entity was killed.
Oh, nice.
When an entity is damaged, it'll send over who damaged it and which entity was damaged. And then when they're all killed, it'll send over that they're all killed.
Nice. I like that you can actually it actually takes stock of who's doing what to it.
Yeah, luckily this was a lot of this was just stole from the entity code and just propagated over to the boss code.
Right.
Well, I mean that's the entire point of this thing. So pretty much all this is. So yeah, it's pretty easy. So if you want to give someone like a bleeding effect or like slowness of like they have a snowball boss and they hit the snowball, you can apply like a slowness effect or something.
I mean, yeah, that's cool.
That way. I mean, there's a lot of different things you do with it. You got to be a little bit creative.
Yeah.
Now, stage change that'll automatically trigger whenever the stage changes, and it'll send over which the stage changed to. But you do have to change stages manually, so there's a function for set stage, which you pass in equals a get stage.
Okay.
Um,
And so the new this new stage, is that a variable or like another
that's a
function?
variable. So
Yeah.
that's an integer that you pass.
Okay.
Like
Oh, okay. It's just an int. Okay.
yep. So it starts at 0, and it'll go up from there.
Okay.
Get stage just gives you an int of what you're currently at. Difficulty scale, that just returns the difficulty scale property. Eventually, I think the difficulty scale is actually a get set, but it only has a getter, so it just calls that anyway.
Gotcha.
And then if you're not using an automatic boss bar, you can set the max HP and current HP with those functions.
Okay. So this is it's gives you a little bit more control on that stuff.
So if I'm trying to think of a scenario when that's not like that. Maybe a boss that instead of like hitting something to kill it, you just you just need to like I don't know do play a game of Tetris. There's a mini game, do Tetris, and when you beat it, it dies. You can just have a entity that is invisible, that can't move, that doesn't do anything, just for health, like its health.
Right.
And you can update or actually you don't even need the entity. You can ignore that entire system and just wait for that Tetris game to be complete. And on complete, set boss bar to HP to 0, or depending on the score of that, you can lower the HP bar based upon the player score or something.
That's interesting. I like a Tetris boss. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you kind of got to be creative for some of these. Like without having a specific intent in mind.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice and open, so it really does open up a lot of creativity, honestly. So that's cool. Oh, I keep going. Hey, a coffee apparently.
So this is the sample boss. This first part is just setting up like debug stuff to show you that you can get you can activate things, you can move through entities. One thing to note is that at the top there, if not network, it's meant the boss controller is meant to only run on the network host. So if you notice, if you're not the network host, it just disables everything.
Right.
So that's just something to keep in mind. So I don't know if anyone or Andrew, if you have any questions about those.
No, I think for the most part, I want to see it in action. Oh,
apparently my audio is low.
Oh, it's pretty low. Okay, give me a second here. Say something now, Joseph.
Hello.
I think that's better.
Okay.
Let me know if that's better, Tom.
Sorry about that, Tom. Let Retro know if
if it's better. If not, I can turn it up a bit more too. I can also pause music too. That might help.
Okay, great.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. And then, do you have this in Godot right now, or like is this somewhere in Godot right now? It is. Okay.
Yeah, and then that bottom part of the
let me go back
too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This bottom half is the actual implementation of my example boss. So one thing that I did that I think would be useful for you is for the stages. I created an enum, which is like it's just a variable that equals an integer.
Right.
If you notice, like
where is it? Right here? No, that's signals.
Oh,
right here. Okay.
So stages dot inactive is 0. Stages dot vulnerable is 2. It starts on 0. So
and so then this is the matching of it right here.
Yeah, and so that's the physics process. So in the loop, depending on which stage it's in, it'll run different logic.
So when does this get updated then? Like, where is that being set? That's vulnerable.
So that occurs when the boss is damaged. So if you notice, I have a self.connect entity damage self. So on entity damage, it triggers boss damage, and then if it's currently inactive, it'll set it to vulnerable.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And then where would that get set back to inactive?
It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't.
So,
okay.
So this boss I didn't like set up for like resetting
Right,
or
right, right.
anything
This is
like
just
that.
to go through the whole thing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yay, boss
So like
defeated. Destroy self. When hit inactive, become vulnerable. Okay, awesome.
yeah, how I literally hooked this up to a when the in the player loop when you press the key, it would just spawn this guy. So it'll just create a new node of that guy at at the player's location.
That's awesome.
So that's how I tested it. And at first, I was trying to not use an input, so I didn't. Well, I didn't use an input, but at first I just had it when you pressed it.
Yeah.
Every frame it would spawn one, so it like
Oops.
spawned like 30 bosses.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's funny. It would have been funnier if the bosses were fully implemented and they could actually kill me.
then there'd just be an army of bosses attacking you.
But at the time, they were just very glitchy. Because if you notice in the PR, one of the other things included in it, if you scroll up to my bullet list right there. Oh,
Oh, this one here. This one here. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The third bullet point.
Yeah.
So that so the boss is set for its children to be entities. At least that was my intention with the design.
Yeah.
Um, so the fact that I was using slimes, they weren't working because they couldn't. I think it was trying to get the map, and they were just doing get parent to get that, and that wasn't returning anything because the get parent was the boss controller.
Right. Yeah.
So that's another thing included in there is that it will they will automatically look for keep going up the tree until they get either null or they find a map.
Right. And if it were to find null, would it just not like appear basically? Like it just nullifies.
It would just error out.
Yeah.
It would same as normal. It'll just say like a message and anything.
Gotcha.
It tries using that value. It'll get an error.
Gotcha. All right. Well, should we take a look at it in game now?
Yeah.
So is it just a key that you have, or how do you?
It's actually so I set it up as a key. Right now, there's no way to actually.
There's no way to actually test it.
You can either add it to tile to test it, or you could just find a way to spawn it. Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever you would like to do.
Hold on here. I think I have to reopen up tiled actually now that I think about it because I changed. Hold please. File. Open. Oh, dog barking. Sorry. Where are we going? We got distracted. Maps. Shrine. So let's just add. I thought I removed that block. Oh, you probably made it. You must have made this branch before I before I fixed that.
Yeah, possibly.
That's pretty funny.
I mean,
Why can't I
look here.
select that? Let's get rid of that. And then let's put that there. I guess it just needs a path, hey? And
Yeah, I think it's in like entities / bosses or something.
I'll just copy right
Oh,
here.
right there. No, that's the script.
Oh, that's a
That's the
script.
script. There is a Tuscan too. But I guess you can copy that and just change it to Tuscan.
Just give me. Should be that one. Does that look right to you?
That looks right.
Alright.
Will it import?
That is always the question. No.
Name.
Why though?
So go to make sure you get in the right path. Like go to entities there and make sure it exists.
Entities.
That's engine.
Oops. Entities. Bosses. Oh, it's yeah, sample boss. Yeah. His name is .null. Is that because he doesn't have a node name?
Well, it's saying that it's not loading any.
Still, yeah.
Oh, current map. It's having issues loading the current map. The current map is null.
Oh. Hold on. Let's just see if that's a problem outside of what we're doing here. It's just not going to work. Is there something up? No, it is working. Okay, let's try this one more time. Could just be a import thing. Who the heck knows?
I'm not a tiled expert. It's
Uh,
all on you.
oops. I actually hit cap lock when I did that. Rename. Oh, I know. I think I know what the problem is. Or no, that shouldn't be it. What the heck?
Yeah, that's definitely not right. Whatever that is.
It's like giving all my like error copy path. Okay, let's see if I get that error again. Yeah, no, it doesn't like that. Interesting. I don't know if it shouldn't need a name, but let's try that.
It looks like it's failing to load it.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah, it doesn't like that.
So wait, let's see. In the debug there, so what is name on null? So current map is null. Is current map null on? Yeah, it's null. So this is a network. Oh, interesting. This is a bug on the sample boss that's specifically there because of how I was testing it versus I didn't see it. So what's happening, at least, is the slime boss is being initialized before
Before the map
map.
is loaded.
So I guess for now, for testing single player, you can go in there and just comment out the line 6 through 8.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, because you can't. You're right. You can't do that in ready. That's true. I remember that now. Oh, but still not happy about that.
Oh.
Boss ready. Boss ready. Disconnecting.
Oh, it's we found a pretty major bug. I'll have to fix. Go to the boss controller. I will fix this right now.
Boss controller.
It's in,
Boss controller.
If you go ready there.
Sorry, say it again.
19. Line 19.
Oh, right here. Just commented it out for now.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Oh my god.
Okay, there's door. It's not getting called anywhere else. I don't know what's going. Oh, it probably is. You know what? And go back to boss controller. Let me. Yeah, let me fix that real quick.
That's all good. Oh, hello, cool ND. How are you this evening? Oh, my dog wants to come say hi. He says hi.
Okay. Ba-ba-ba.
Tom J asks, how huge of an advantage is using TileBin over the internal editor, or is it hard to tell since you're so used to it? I think it's a big advantage. FormClick and I had tried using like the Godot tiled stuff, and it just made it super complex. It breaks down the tile maps, or like, here, let me go to tile. Suki, no, I don't need the kisses right now. Like when it comes to tile sets, tile keeps everything together as the tile set is built. Whereas Godot seems to scramble it. It breaks every tile into its own like list of things, and it's just, I find it very messy. I don't like it. I'm used to a system like RPG Maker where it does a really really good job with tile maps, and I wish Godot had something more like that. Which 4.0 is a lot closer, so I'm looking forward to 4.0, and I really hope that it keeps getting better over time. But with that being said, tiled is definitely a huge advantage when it comes to that. Also, layers is a much more classic approach to building maps. Where Godot you can have layers, but it's obviously it's in the node tree, right? Like you have it set up like this, and to me it just feels, I don't know. I feel like it feels messier. So me not having to come in here and look at that because it's just being imported makes it way nicer for me. Let me know, Joseph B. Am I fetching, or yeah, fetching it from GitHub?
Yeah, do from GitHub. 1 second. I'm almost. Actually, I'm just gonna update the net. I was gonna do this one way, but I'm gonna do it another way.
Another way.
Actually, I'm gonna still do it this way. I'm gonna do it both ways.
And then for whoever is on stream right now, and Joseph, if you want to see, I did start animating the captain boss. I did on one stream where I started his attack, but I actually been working on a little bit more. So if you want to, I figured I'd show that as well. Him attacking the sword swing. So he looks pretty cool. I need to clean him up, obviously, and keep going. I'm over halfway now, though. So that's exciting. And then like he's gonna spin, and then he's gonna have a vulnerable state too. So when he spins, he's gonna get all tangled up in the vines, and that's when he's gonna be vulnerable to an attack. So we're talking about stages. That would be a perfect way to have like a vulnerable stage for him. My dog. She wants to escape. Or what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? She wants attention, is that's what she wants. Kill that. And that. What are you doing? Let my dog be on stream. There. Now you're in charge now, Suki. Oh, there's my other one. Look, you're making me all hairy. You're shedding.
Oh yeah.
Alright, time to go. Goodbye. Oh, she didn't like that.
Okay, and then where was that other one? Apologies.
It's all good.
Finding last minute.
I'll work on
bugs.
I'll work on Sprite while I wait for you. There's nothing wrong with that. If I knew a little bit better how I wanted to fix the water, and I'm not just tinkering around with that, I'd do that. But Oops. Zooming in too much.
Okay. This is a very quick fix, so untested.
Untested. Well, that's why we're doing this.
Okay.
So we can test it.
Okay, try.
Try now?
Gotta pull first, obviously.
Yes. So
discard your changes and all that.
Yeah. Good. Let me close Godot too, just because I feel like.
Or at least just close your network.gd, boss controller.gd. I did not fix sample boss, so because I'm guessing that might need to be tweaked a little bit. Anyhow.
All right, discard changes that I didn't make. Goodbye changes that I didn't make. Fetch origin. Oh, it's still not done yet. I guess I should wait till it's, or maybe it is. Why is it yellow? Reload. All right. No crashing. Oh, but
back and tiled, right?
That's right. I did change something.
Oh, you just save that.
Yeah.
Or...
Gonna work? Yeah, that worked. Cannot call boss control logic if not map host. Oh, I see. There's the boss. Look at them all. Okay, so now, yeah, it's... Oh, what the heck? It actually drops... Do they drop bombs? Oh, interesting.
Oh, I think that is a... Let me pull up the script for that one. I thought I did fix that. Let me look.
Because that's what you're saying in the process where he keeps...
I don't know why that happens. I was able to fix that by clean up that should kill the entity. Like it should by deleting all the entities. Yeah, because see, it's not getting boss defeated either because it's not deleting the entities.
Yeah. And it's just invisible and can hurt me, even though it's not actually a thing.
Okay, so let me track that down here.
Alright, back to my skeleton. Back to the skeleton.
Oh. So wait,
Do you need me to test it again? You want to see it again?
Well, I'm trying to figure out why that happened. It doesn't make sense to me. So. Oh, did you comment out if you open up the You go to
Oh, I guess I have to open
the
up
sample boss
sample boss
up to the top.
at the very top. Oh, this has to get commented
Yeah,
out.
that's just yep.
Oh,
Hopefully.
they're not alive, but oh, now they are.
Yep, now it's working.
Oh yeah, yay,
There you
defeated
go.
boss. So is the reason they're not active, is that just because there's nothing there to activate it,
No,
essentially?
well, that was my that was my example. Is that they won't do anything until they take damage.
Oh, I see. That's when the logic kicks in.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Cool.
So
Yeah,
like
and you're
they're
not getting hurt at all. So
yeah
good.
yeah I did fix that. Oh,
Sweet.
that's actually a bug with the slime. Believe it or not my code. I just didn't care to fix it, so I just deleted them.
That they don't move or whatever. Or what's the bug with the slime?
The bug is that when they die, they'll just go back to their original position, and but because they're a child, they'll just because they're a child, for some reason they won't like completely like disengage or not completely die.
Oh, I see. So they're just invisible.
So they're just
but
invisible, but in that not moving around, and
interesting.
it just does weird stuff. But the intended feature works as long as you delete it, and the boss expects it to be its children to be deleted like the entities it manages to be deleted anyhow.
Yeah. Because
so it's just slime isn't implemented to be a boss entity, but I didn't care and you did it anyway.
yeah. No, that sounds good. Awesome. Okay, cool. So that is working now. So what what else?
That line 6 through 7 that should just be in process instead.
This one here?
Really. Yeah, that just like when you build like a normal enemy or something.
Yeah.
In process.
It would be in here.
Yeah. I just forgot you couldn't do that.
It's all good. Okay, cool.
And I wasn't getting a bug because I was spawning them in after the map loaded in.
Right. Yeah. Which I guess I did know that because I have run into that issue numerous times where I tried to do that in Ready and they're like, you can't do that. So does this work in multiplayer then as well?
If you put that into the
process?
Into process, yeah.
Let's try that, I suppose.
It might need a little bit of tweaking because I haven't tested it like this, but
yes.
In theory.
Let's try. Let's mess around with it.
I don't know how much I love my theories.
Hey, it worked on the floating barrel.
One of them did.
One of them. Oh, that was interesting. That took a second. Oh. What is happening here? That person crashed. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Invalidate function call V in base kinematic body slime 2D. Cannot convert argument to float to array.
What is that? I think this is another bug caused by me not supposed to be using a slime. I have not encountered this before. Try just restarting. Because I never.
Bye, Godot. Who needs Godot? I don't. That's probably because it's in the physics process that it's getting that angry.
1 second, I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure, man. Oh yeah, it definitely still happens. Goodbye. Crash. Oh, I saved Godot this time though. obviously, with this being called, where is it? Where am I going? Boss controller.
Okay. So, I mean, we can try fixing that. I don't necessarily know if it needs to be. I just,
Yeah, I don't know if it's
well, I don't like. It looks like it's a networking issue with network.gd with the slime being a child of the boss controller,
yeah. That could be the
and
problem.
like we could track that down if you want. But I don't. Are we gonna actually use a slime boss? Because
No, probably not. I
yeah,
worry only if it's happening on like our actual bosses when we do that. So
yeah.
we can
So
probably leave that alone for now. So okay, so run me
yeah.
through.
So possible bug there, but it doesn't look like it. I don't think it is.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can try playing around with it and see.
yeah, it's specifically the error. I mean, if you looked at it, it said slime specifically
Yes,
in the error.
yeah. So
Um,
we can try
uh,
and add in
it's
some
just
else.
weird. I didn't get that error.
Yeah, that is weird. But I did move stuff around, so maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, it could be because it's unready. Um,
Yeah.
go through the game. Make sure that other things don't break because I did make changes to the entity code as well. Though I didn't spawn. Yeah, but
Yeah, let's go take a quick look.
make you know.
I'll just leave that boss there. Hi, boss. Goodbye, boss. Let's go find some enemies. Let's move our boss.
Okay, it didn't freeze. So
No
there's
freezing.
definitely an entity loaded. So okay, yeah, that's all.
Seems like we're fine.
Cool.
Give me
Well, I
money.
didn't break anything.
No, doesn't look like it's broken anything. And those were slimes also, so. And they
Yeah,
should...
I did test everything else too, but well, I didn't test the entirety of it, but like,
But at least
yeah,
enough
the
to...
enemies are the thing I changed. So
Yeah. So you know what's funny is there's a spooky monster in this place. He doesn't exist on tiled. Let's see if he's there. He's like an invisible monster. And it might be because the slime is glitched. Oh, see, I think he just popped up there, didn't he? He popped in. He doesn't always pop into existence. He exists, but he's invisible. I don't know why. Oh no, see right there. That's the glitch that you were talking about, isn't it? That's the slime.
yeah, it's the exact same glitch.
Yeah,
Exact same.
it's something to do with the slime. There's something wrong with the slime. I wondered what that was about. I had noticed
Yeah,
it numerous
I
times.
probably should have used any other enemy but the slime. But I'm like, oh, I'm making a boss. It's gonna be really basic. You
The
know,
slime is the most basic
slimes
you can get.
are yeah, and you can have you can have multiple slimes. So that's like a thing in like fantasy.
That's
So
true. That is very true. That's funny. Yeah, I've noticed that, but I've never really paid attention to it. That's interesting. Guess I have to write that down.
yeah, one sec again.
Yeah. Slime invisible. It's a poltergeist. The slime ghost is here to haunt you, which makes sense because like you're in the graveyard and stuff, and like ghost slimes are a thing. Totally down for that. I don't think. Oh, you could easily trap yourself like this. Ha! That's okay. This isn't staying here. This is gonna go away. We're not keeping this in here. You totally soft lock yourself though. Okay. Well, we have the very basis of our boss controller, which is fantastic. So,
Yeah.
I'll have to work on finishing this sprite. Oops, I increased the size of my brush. So, I don't know if that's one thing that we want to talk about is his logic a little bit. Because we're going to work together on this guy, right? So
yeah, I think that would be best, especially since we already found a few bugs.
Yeah, that's true.
And it'd be nice if you could just debug the dead captain, not having to debug the boss system.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because you're the one that wrote it, so you'll stand a much better chance of actually fixing it if there's something else going on.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if I can open up my. I haven't used it for a while, so bear with me if this doesn't work the way I wanted to. The Leonardo. And then let me go here and Leonardo. And let me see. I need to change my tablet. Oops. No, no, no. And tablet. Monitor 1. Okay. Second work. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, so we'll brainstorm here. We actually have the docs somewhere. I could try and find that. Give me a sec. Tetra.
I think there's some info on the issue as well.
Yeah, I think so. Here we go. Okay, so description. So yeah, we didn't have a full name for him. El Captain Mano Charjo, Captain PP McGee. working title. A skeleton about 2 players tall and 1.5 players wide. A clear captain of the ship being puppeted by vines from the floor. Has a sword in one hand and an empty one near a bag of bombs strapped to his side. He won't have that, but he will have bombs. Wears the signature pirate captain hat. He's somewhat quick with his sword circle, dealing a small amount of damage. Probably more than that. It'd probably be 1 heart, in my opinion. His bombs deal 1 whole heart, which that's probably still fine too. So, I guess let's try and break it down to stages, maybe. So, yes, that's nice. Pen mode detected. So he would have. Why is it like telling me all these things? I'm trying to think of how to go breaking it down. It keeps telling me to. My brain is not working right now. Why is it doing that? It's turn off my tips, I guess. Settings. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't keep doing that. It's gonna keep doing that. Okay, so stage 1, or like stage 0, I suppose. 0. Turn off tooltips. I don't even know where that is on this. User interface? No. Alright, anyways. So stage 0 would be him. I guess so. How would you want this, Joseph, be broken up? Like stage 0 would be like his introduction animation, almost like.
So stage 0 is nothing.
Right.
That's when he's loaded in, and it could be when like someone enters this collider. Stage 0 could be play animation. When animation finish, go to stage 1.
Okay, yeah. So this would be anim. And then yeah, to settings, pen mapping, settings, pen mapping, no auto force pen mode. Okay, there we go. Stage 1 would be, so the whole idea is that he throws bombs up into the air, so the bombs basically look like they're going off of the map. And then they'll come back down again. And it's kind of like how, so the way the player does that with the drop down right now. So the player drops down from the top of the screen to a point on the map. So essentially that would be a stage for the boss. So the bombs would go up as an animation, and then they would fall down at predetermined or like random locations, essentially, which we'd do within this zone.
Yep.
So bombs. I wonder if I should That's a bit better. Bombs, aerial. How do you spell aerial? Aerial. I don't know if that's right. Arial is like the font. Aerial throw. Stage 2 would be his sword swing. And what happens?
For
What,
stage 1,
what's that?
is he for stage 1? Is he going to be like moving around, or is he just going to be standing still?
Yeah, I think he'll be standing still. So wherever he is, he'll just stand and basically do the animation of throwing up a bunch of bombs. Whether that's like 3 or 4 bombs, maybe we can actually randomize that. So it might be 3, it might like a 3 to 5 or something like that. That'd be kind of cool if it was could be different.
Multiply by difficulty, so number of players.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. Exactly.
There's 5 players there. There's going to be possibly 40 bombs.
Yeah, that would be insane. That'd be very cool. Thanks, Tom J. Let's he spelt it right for me. There's no spell check on this. I lost my brush. Brush. Let's spell it right. A E. That looks like a C, but we know it's an E. I was close because I spelled it like the font and not with the E. And then the sword swing, he's gonna spin around and get all tangled up in the vines, which will go to stage 3, which will be the vulnerable stage. And then that's when he would essentially be able to be damaged or something.
So is it going to be stage 1, then the stage 2, then the stage 3 back to back, or is it going to be like he's going to throw bombs until he's at a certain health, then he's going to go sword swing until he's at a certain health?
Because he's technically a mini boss, I don't think you'll have like the stages based on health. I think that's more of the main boss type of thing. I think this might be his initial stage is based on how close the player is. So if the player is within a radius of like a detection radius, he'll do the sword swing. Otherwise, he's
so maybe they should be stage 1 and 2 should be the same stage, but there'll be a condition check.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Which action?
Yeah. Okay. Stage 1 conditional. Okay. Yeah, that works. And then I guess so oops.
And then maybe after undamaged or after damage twice or something, it will go back to stage 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe stage 3, which is like a recharge animation.
Yeah, or like that would be my thought would be I was gonna say stage 3, essentially get away from player. So like he would basically do a jump or something, like untangle and do a jump to get as far away from the player as possible, and then go back to stage 1 to try and throw bombs, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Basically give himself some room.
Yeah. So for stage 1, is that just going to be like one action and then vulnerable?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. The bombs, he won't become vulnerable if he throws bombs, but as soon as he swings his sword, he'll become vulnerable. And he'll stay vulnerable for a set amount of time or a certain amount of hits or whatever.
Okay.
And that's basically it. Like that's all he's supposed to do. Nothing more complex than that. So, and I don't know how much health he'll have. I don't know if we want to do. Again, that might be something that scales, but like if we're considering it as like one player,
probably something that might implement based off gut feeling and then change.
Yeah.
As it gets further in development.
Yeah, but I think a standard like Zelda, for most bosses was between 3 and 4 hits. So I think we could start with 4 hits and see how that feels. which is basically 4 health, 4 hearts. So, we could try that. So, but I think for the most part that keeps it pretty simple, and seems, in my mind, seems pretty doable. It doesn't seem too complex.
Yeah. So, just to talk code for a moment.
Yeah.
Stage 0 will literally just be on collide. Will be on collide area enter check. And
Yeah.
it'll just play an animation, and that will trigger when that's complete. Animation completes. It'll just change the stage to 1.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially, in this case, it would be the statue, right? As soon as the enemy statue is activated, that'll activate stage 0.
Well, stage 0. It's already he'll already be at stage.
Yeah, sorry.
0.
It'll play the animation at that time or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then the animation will trigger stage 1.
Yeah, exactly. And so his
Okay,
first.
and then stage 1 will be a if condition, and if player in area.
Yeah.
Then it will do a sword swing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will do an aerial throw, and then it will have maybe like a pause or an animation complete wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
If it's a sword swing, when that's complete, it will from there do a after the wait, it'll change to stage 2.
Yeah, and if
stage 2, I don't know if you want to do like a wait or hit, but it'll wait for that condition and then
yeah,
go to
I think it could be either way. If the player doesn't actually manage to land a hit, or if he is hit, then he'll go to the next stage. And same thing with bombs in the aerial throw. If there's no player in his radius, he'll automatically jump to stage 3 and then cycle back to stage 1.
Okay.
Yeah. But if he's sword swing, then he goes like to this, and then to this. And then back to stage 1 again. To just kind of cycle it through. So I will I'll save this. What I'll do is I'll update his thing on GitHub with this information. And
Yep.
I'll draw it out a little bit more cleanly than my scribbles here. So yeah, that should be, I think that'll work just fine. And is there anything, I'm just trying to think of animations now. So I already have the jump. I'm working on his sword swing. I guess I have to have an animation for him throwing stuff. And then I'll have to have an animation for his vulnerable state. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else.
If you have a get away from player, you might want something for that.
Yeah, I kind of have a jump which we can create.
And then obviously death.
Oh yes. Write that down. Plus death animation.
Which actually might be stage 4.
Yeah.
It'll be stage 4, but all it will be is play death animation, then delete self.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly. Stage 4 death. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will update Git with this after the stream, but I think that will work just fine.
Cool.
Easy peasy. Until we test it.
Yeah. I do think that this will be pretty easy, especially with breaking it down in the stages here.
Yeah, and I love that.
And you have the arrows, so it's kind of like a flow chart of where things need to be.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do exactly. I'm going to make the proper flow chart in a much cleaner way, like how you did with the original thing. So
yeah, I think the biggest issue, like the hardest part of all this, is going to be you doing all the frames.
Yeah, it's a lot to animate, but I'm fairly confident I can do that without too much trouble. His sword swing is actually the most complex, and that's why I'd started it right away. Because I actually have his jumping file, open recent. Is it this one? Dead Captain. I think I called him Dead Captain. Why don't I see him? Oh, these are PNGs because I'm in the wrong place. That's why. Herp or derp. Animation. Where is he here? I think it's just this one. Oh yeah, because I put them both in here. So, uh, though it doesn't look like much, it's only 3 frames. It'll be animated in Godot of him actually his position changing. So it'd be like, uh, jump up and then relocate and then land. Jump up, relocate and then land, and then his idle state. So I have that, and then I've got his attack that I'm working on, obviously. And honestly, his vulnerable state will basically be the last 2 frames of this animation, or last 2 or 3 frames of this animation on loop. So I won't have to like create that either. And then all that's really left is him throwing bombs up in the air. Which the bombs we technically already have the sprite, but I'm going to probably just do a color swap so that it's identifiable that it's his bombs, not your bombs.
Yeah, that would be a little bit. That makes sense and be useful.
Yeah, yeah. And then obviously his death animation, which will be a combination of what we actually already have as a death animation, plus maybe something unique just to make him fun and interesting. So I will try and have that in the next week or so here, I think, so we can start getting him implemented.
Okay. Cool. Look forward to seeing this in game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to massively change the feel of the game.
Yes, it is. I think so too. It's going to be really cool. I'm very excited to have a boss.
We're going to need boss music.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. We do need boss music, and I don't know where Peter's at with that, but
yeah.
I just realized
why can't we have like $1 trillion so we can just hire Peter?
Yeah, right. I forgot to switch my screen, so I apologize, guys, whoever's watching that. Yeah, so it'd be nice to have that. I'll have to see if Peter has any music that we can use, or if I have to try and find something else for the time being. I wish I could write music, man. I wish I was good at any of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I can do stuff that'll make you vomit, and it's because I have no technical skill. I can just click in a beatbox, IO for 3 hours, and eventually have it something that only makes my ears vomit a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, and I'm the same. I'm the exact same. I found a really good example in beatbox of like mimicking Link's Awakening sounds. And so I did use that to make a song, but I can't make it sound amazing. I just can't. I've tried.
Yeah, I like it just like I'm happy when I get something that's like sounds game jam worthy, you know?
Yeah. Which that's essentially my level of capabilities too, because Foreign Click and I like the music that we used for our game jam was all stuff that I did, but that's about as far as it gets.
Yeah.
I wouldn't publish anything that I do. Not if you want the people to actually play it without saying no thanks. So
yeah, just give a nice volume slider in the settings and allow them to load their own.
Yeah, that's right. So, but I think that's where we'll leave it for tonight on tonight's stream. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Joseph B, for walking us through all that, and hopefully in the next week or so you'll actually see some boss implementation into the game. That would be awesome. We're getting really close. Our milestone essentially just has bosses left, plus obviously some bugs, which unfortunately we've run into more bugs in the last like 2 weeks than in like forever. So we'll have to look at that. But otherwise, I'm getting very excited. We're getting very, very close. So I will see you guys next Friday. And yeah, I guess I should say, if you're new to this, go ahead.
Before we jump off, do we want to, after we merge on the controller, do we want to do a release so people can have saving?
I do, except I want to fix that water bug first before we do the release. So maybe within the next couple of days we can do that if we can get that water bug fixed right away, because that breaks it pretty badly. So but otherwise, yeah, I think if we can get a release in the next week here, that'd be good. And then people can actually see all that. The saving is a big thing, I think, too. That's huge. So, but yeah, if you guys are new to the video and haven't seen what this is all about, you can visit our link in the website below, TetraForce.io. You can actually download the game and play it. Obviously, we did have somebody bring up that some of the new stuff wasn't implemented. It is version, so what we're working on isn't necessarily implemented on the website yet. We wait until it's a little bit more stable before we update it. So you might be a few versions behind what you're seeing on the devlog. So just keep that in mind.
For your benefit, though.
That's right. That's right. Trying to make the game not super broken when you guys play it. So, but it is. Some of these really cool things will be out really soon. So I will announce that or Joseph, you'll announce that when we get there. So have a great night, guys. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Bye, people.
Bye, Joseph B.